James and the New Crane. James is a mixed traffic engine. He can pull both trucks and coaches, though he would much rather pull coaches all the time. James thinks he is the shiniest and smartest engine on the whole railway. One day, James jumped into Brendam Docks. He was to take some pipes to the smelter's yard. Gordon, Percy, and Edward were already there. Percy was very excited. A new crane had just arrived on the island. He almost looked like the breakdown train, except he was painted red with yellow stripes, and he was much bigger. But Gordon wasn't impressed. James looked at the big crane. Gordon was right. Gordon puffed away to collect the express, but Percy was confused. Edward just ignored him and puffed away to collect his train. James's trucks were beside the new crane. James backed down onto the train and was coupled up. Rocky looked hurt. Without another word, James huffed away, but he hadn't waited for the pipes to be tied down properly. Soon James was flying down the line. The pipes lurched and swayed behind him, but James didn't notice. He was too busy thinking about Rocky and what to say to him when they next met. As such, he was going too fast. Then there was trouble. The signal changed from green to red. James slammed on his brakes and stopped just in time. But the trucks bumped into each other, and the pipes spilled all over the track. His driver and fireman argued with him, but James wouldn't budge. At last, the driver gave up. Soon, Harvey was racing through the countryside as fast as he could. When Harvey arrived, he set to work lifting the pipes, but they were heavy, and he had to go slowly. Just then, Percy and Edward arrived with their trains. Suddenly, the engines heard a familiar whistle. Gordon was heading back to Napperd with an empty express. By the time he saw the pipes, it was too late. Luckily, no one was hurt, but now the mess was bigger than ever. But James knew that this was a disaster, and he knew that Harvey couldn't lift Gordon. James was uncoupled from the trucks and he raced away. Luckily, Rocky was right where James had left him. Quickly, James was coupled up to Rocky, and together they set off to the rescue. James thundered down the line as fast as his wheels would carry him. They raced up hills and down valleys. People cheered as they raced by. James didn't want to admit it, but he felt proud to be pulling the newest member of the railway. Before long, James and Rocky arrived at the crash site. Soon Rocky had Gordon back on the rails. Gordon was most impressed. Before long, the pipes were back on the trucks. Everyone whistled and cheered. James said nothing. He felt very ashamed. Later, James spoke to Rocky. And with that, James gave 3 cheers for Rocky, the newest crane on Sodor.